Salutations, respected viewers. Here I'm in Moscow. Behind me you can see a plaque, and it's dedicated to Inessa Armand. Well, if I go really close, you might be able to read a bit of it for yourself, if you can read Russian, that is. Anyhow, so she was born in France into the well-to-do family of an industrialist, but she embraced socialist ideas early in life. She moved to Russia as a young woman. She married here, had 3 children with her husband, and then she took up with another man. Her husband knew about that. I'm not sure he exactly approved, but he didn't have kittens over it, and she had a baby with her paramour. She was an early member of the Communist Party and was briefly imprisoned for that. Spent most of her time in St. Petersburg. She got to know Lenin, I'm not sure when, or certainly after the October Revolution, possibly before. Well, it must have been before, because she'd been his lover well before that. So I think she said sometime outside of Russia. She became absolutely fluent in Russian. So Lenin's wife, Nadezhda Krupskaya, knew about it, and I believe she approved. Anyway, she had no children with Lenin. Lenin didn't have children with either his mistress or his wife. Things might have turned out very different if they did have children, I suppose. Might have been a dynasty. Anyway, Inessa Armand, she was an early day feminist, in the sense that we understand it, pushing for women's rights, or the right to vote particularly, and the right to divorce on demand, because it's previously a very lengthy process to get the right to divorce. Cruelty wouldn't cut it, had to be adultery, and that had to be a high level of forensic evidence. Anyway, this is where she lived, just opposite the Kremlin. I'm going to show you. Over here is the Alexandrovsky Garden, facing it. So she lived in some style. And they found Zhen Adel, as in the women's department, and a woman's magazine discussing women's issues. She died in 1920, relatively young. She's in her 40s, but, well, it wouldn't mean starvation because she's part of the party elite, but there was certainly a lack of medical supplies then, and many of the doctors had fled. There we are, that's the building she lived in, very stately. So they lived in fine style, in these handsome 19th century buildings. Pierre-Vilitsa, first faced, that's what they called the communist elite. Alright, oh, and I should point out, Lenin's sister lived just down there. That's the plaque for his sister, who lived on to 1935. So no nepotism there or anything.